California business owners with 5 or more employees, you're going to want to listen up because something big is happening in California this summer, and it may have drastic effects on your business. Welcome to Quiver Financial News. I'm Colby McFadden, and I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues, Justin Singletary, Patrick Moorhead. Gentlemen, welcome. Let's not delay and let's dig right into the bottom line of these new state mandates that the state of California is putting on small businesses and their retirement plans. So, Justin, let's start with who these new mandates and rules apply to.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. So these new mandates will apply to any California business with 5 or more employees. I'll repeat that. So if you're a small business in California with 5 or more employees on payroll or W-2, you will be mandated by the state to offer them a retirement plan. If you don't have that, you can enroll your employees into the CalSavers plan, and you'll be mandated to do that. If you do not comply with any of these mandates by June 30th, you will incur hefty penalties.
Wow. Okay, wait. So let me get this. All right. So if I'm a small business owner, let's say I own a restaurant, I have a plumbing business, and I have 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 employees, then now the state of California is telling me that I have to, one, offer my employees a retirement plan that has a auto-enroll feature, okay? And if I can't afford to do that, or I don't want to do that, then I have the obligation of enrolling my employees into a state program that they set up called CalSavers. Cool. And if I don't do either one of those, or I make a mistake in doing either one of those, there could be a fine. Wow. Okay, so a new burden to a business owner. Well, so that raises the next question in my mind is, okay, you know, because sometimes maybe I want to be a little defiant. What if I don't want to comply? How big are these penalties, right? So, let's talk about the penalties. If somebody doesn't comply, what do they have to pay?
Well, as Justin said, this all becomes an issue after June 30th. And if you don't set up the auto-enroll feature in a private plan, or you don't enroll in CalSavers 90 days after June 30th, you're assessed a penalty of $250 per employee. And if you still let that lapse and you don't enroll 180 days past June 30th, you'll be assessed an additional $500 per employee. So let's put that into perspective. And Colby, let's say that Quiver had 15 employees. If you let this lapse and you don't take action and enroll in CalSavers or do a private plan, next year, you'll owe the state over $11,000 in fines. I mean, $11,000, that's a lot of capital that's being siphoned from a small business.
Yeah, that's a hard day's work to make up for it. So, yeah. Wow. Okay, so those are some pretty steep penalties. And as a business owner, I'm thinking to myself, all right, I've got to comply to this. Now, how do I do that? Like, what do I have to do as a business? What's my responsibilities? And if I have questions, where can I turn to? So let's start there. What's my responsibilities as a business owner to avoid these fees?
So your main responsibility is going to be just automatically auto-enrolling your employees into the CalSavers plan is the first step.
Okay, and that's a state-run
plan.
A website?
Yeah,
okay.
CalSavers.com.
So I as a business owner, I got to go to a state website and put my employees' information in there.
Yep.
Got it.
And if you already have a plan set up, then you need to at least notify the state that you have a plan and make sure that it's in compliance. Because if you're still out of compliance and you're beyond that June 30th date, you can still incur those penalties. So it's important that you are within the guidelines.
So even if you have a plan, you still have to do work.
Yep.
Okay, so if I have a retirement, like a 401k, I then would have to register that with the CalSavers website and things. So there's quite a few things that a business owner has to deal with. And the concern for me there is, as a business owner, sometimes you just don't have a lot of back office support. So it seems really, really intimidating.
Yeah, you're right, and it can seem intimidating. There's a lot of things that are going on, and they make it, very exaggerated about the
information.
Yeah.
I mean, like, where do people go? I mean, like, that would be my question as a business owner. It's like, okay, great, I got to comply with this, but now where do I get my questions answered?
So I'd say, a place to start is going to quiverfinancial.com, CalSavers resources page. But to go back to your previous point, I recently reached out to the state, and I inquired to them about some of these questions as if I was an employer.
Yeah.
And most of them couldn't really answer any of my questions. Everything that they gathered was off of their website, which I was already looking at.
Yeah. All right. So you called the state, tried to get some questions answered. And this is the reason why we put together the CalSavers page off of the quiverfinancial.com website, is because we knew that, a lot of questions were going to be out there and people weren't going to have them. So I still got a ton of questions. I got a lot of concerns to go over here. So do you guys mind taking a break so we can come back and talk about some of the more frequently asked questions that you guys have been hearing from small business owners? And also let's talk about are there options that a business owner has at this stage? So if you're listening, stay tuned, because we're going to come back and cover a lot of the major questions we're hearing from other business owners just like you. So stay tuned.